Hello, my beautiful people. How you doing? How you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, or you might be, or you could be. Today is Friday, the 28th of May, 2021. So I just thought, you know what? As usual, I'm gonna come and have a little chat with you. And like I said, welcome to the Brother Mason Metaphysics page, platform, whatever you want to call it, academy. Here what we do is we always try to enlighten, awaken, and share some of the things that we do know with others. Like I always say, I always put a disclaimer that I'm not a guru, I'm not an authority on anything at all. Any of the things that we talk about here, I simply share my truth and opinions. You do not have to accept them, you do not have to follow them, but I just share with anybody who might be interested. So ladies and gentlemen, today I've got a different topic, and the topic of today is you are God. You are God. That is the topic of today. You are God. Yes, and I know very well this is one of them controversial topics, and most people do not even want to listen or entertain a conversation if you tell them something along the lines that you are God. Some people will call you a heresy because you're being heretical, and some people will say that's blasphemy, you're being blasphemous, because there is only one God, the creator of the universe, and you can't claim that you are God. You are subordinate of God, creation of God. So you can't be God. A lot of people will tell you that. And especially people who are extreme religious types, who have been indoctrinated by the doctrines and dogma of religion. They will never entertain such topic or such statement. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you, because obviously here we do not teach dogma, we don't teach any doctrine. What we do is share enlightenment, awakening. There is no doctrines and dogma over here. We simply share enlightenment and awakening. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I can categorically tell you today and confirm that you are God. We've been indoctrinated into thinking and to develop that kind of mindset that which we call the creator or God is outside of us. There is an external divine power that is so powerful, and we are subordinate to it. And this power is outside of us. This is how we've been indoctrinated. This is what religion is steered us in our psyche, that we have to believe that. That's why most people, they think the creator or the God is somewhere up in the heavens, up in the sky, somewhere out there. And that's why we have to pray hard. That's why we have to do hard. We have to do this and that so that we can get his or her or its attention. See, this is a fallacy, ladies and gentlemen. There is no such thing outside of you. There's literally nothing outside of you. Everything that you see with your eyes, everything that you hear with your ears, everything that you feel with your touch, everything that you smell with your nostrils, everything that taps upon your human physical senses is all coming from you, within you. The world that you see outside of you is just a world of appearances. It is a world of illusion. There is nothing outside of there. Everything is being everything that you see out there is literally the making of our minds. But really, there's only one thing in existence, which is consciousness. And you, me, him, her, and everybody and everything else were simply projections of this one consciousness. And this consciousness is you, is within you, and you are it. I know it's very paradoxical and it's very complicated to understand. Because somebody will come and say, but Brother Mason, what are you talking about? I can see trees. I can see cars driving. I can see things, solid things out there. Things that I can touch, feel, hear, smell, everything. I can see all these things. So what are you talking about when you're telling me that none of this is just an appearance, this is just an illusion? What are you talking about? See, ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what we're talking about. Everything out there looks so real because this is the making of our mind. Our mind is a processing bits of information, because everything that you see is just simply bits of ones and zeros. And these codes are being processed in our minds to formulate something solid. But everything is nothing. There is nothing solid out there. It's a matrix, to be quite honest. Everything that you see is just being codified, processed by our minds and our senses. It's all internal. Everything that you're seeing out there is the workings of your mind. It looks real, it feels real because your mind says so. Your mind has decoded using the power of your mind is decoded what's happening, and it has assumed and give you the impression that this is happening. It's almost like a computer game simulation. But there's only one consciousness. And this consciousness, you call it God, you call it whatever. You call it Allah, you call it Brahma. You can call it all kind of different names. But this thing, this creator, or this divine entity, or this divine power, this creative power is you. It's consciousness. And what is consciousness? Consciousness is divine awareness. Everything else that is happening, all the forces of the world, like all the magnetism, electromagnetic forces, gravitational forces, whatever forces that you can think of, they are all subordinate to consciousness. And consciousness is you. This is the ultimate love that you gave to yourself as a God. Because God became you so that you can become God. I know it's a very paradoxical statement. God became you so you can become God. There is nothing outside there. Consciousness, which is the ultimate perfectionist. Consciousness, which is the ultimate, the totality of perfection, became you. There is nothing that you can teach something that is totally, ultimately perfect. But what this thing can do, which is totally, ultimately perfect, is to reduce or to take away some of its perfection to become you. So it kind of like lose some of its qualities, perfection qualities. All the things, all the attributes of perfection, it lost some of it so it can become you. So that it can manifest and experience this world of illusion, this world of appearances. And this is how God became you. God became man so that man can become God. And how does a man become God? By waking up, as simply as that, and remembering. Memory retains. The Holy Spirit, that is what's called the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is memory retain. When memory retain in the mind of man, this is the Holy Spirit, and it comes like a dove. It comes like a dove, and when the Holy Spirit, or when memory retains, you're gonna be speaking tongues. You're gonna be speaking tongues. And what does that mean, speaking tongues? You're gonna speak in a different language. And when you speak in a different language, that means you're gonna see, hear, feel, and look at things differently. Because you know that you are God. When you understand you are God, there are so many implications in understanding and conceptualizing that you are God. Number one, you're gonna know that there is no problem out there. Number two, you're gonna know that nothing is beyond your reach. Number three, you're gonna understand that nothing is impossible. Number four, you're gonna understand that nothing matters. And number five, you're gonna know that there is nothing that can affect your life. It is all just an illusion. All the experiences, the apparent physical experience that you think you are going through, these are all just appearances. These are all illusions. Because you are God, you've got everything. You are the total sum of perfection. You are the ultimate perfection. You got all the attributes: omniscient, omnibenevolent, omnipresent. All of these things, you are it. You are the absolute power that became you. It lost some of its values to experience this world of illusion. Nothing is real, ladies and gentlemen. And I know it's very difficult to fathom what I'm telling you today. It's very difficult for you to even describe it in words. Because even our words, our use of language is very limited to explain what transpired of what consciousness to become you. Everything is just an illusion. It's just one big maya, one big dream. Everything looks so real because this is how our mind is processing information. And you are literally the master of your universe. Everything that you see around you, the trees, the stars, the planets, cars driving, buses, everything that looks so solid, everything is just internally. This is just the codes of zeros and ones being coded and being deciphered by your mind and being processed by your mind. And it's almost like a holographic image is being beamed out there. And this holographic image looks so real to you. But nothing is real. Nothing is real. Consciousness. In the world of consciousness, there is no dimensions. There is no height. There is no length. There is no base. There's no base, there's no height, there's no length. It's just one consciousness. But the world that we see is a three-dimensional. How is that possible? Because this is just a hologram. Everything is holographic. And I know some of you, if you've never heard this information that I am giving you today, you're going to be like, I'm going nuts, I'm going mad. Brother Mason is going crazy because this is a new information, ladies and gentlemen. All I can do is to give you my truth. Like I said, you do not have to accept it. You do not have to take it. But I'm just simply sharing with you some certain things that I do know. We've been indoctrinated into thinking the God of the Bible, who is outside of you, who can hear your prayers, who is somewhere in a different abode, and we can we have to pay reverence to him, we have to worship him, we have to give him money, we have to do this and that. This is what the church, this is what the religion is has deluded us. And because of that, we've created some kind of a mass hysteria, mass confusion, wars, hatred. People become enemies. You know, you can even go as further as slavery, colonization, all of this in the name of confusion. Confusion of what? Confusion of this thing that you call God, which is out there. Religion has messed up our minds. But metaphysically, we need to go back to the knowledge of our ancestors. The knowledge of our ancestors was metaphysics, when they understood the true reality of being, the true reality of nature. And the true reality of being is that there is nothing outside of the being. There's only one being, and the being is what it is. What is not cannot be, because what is. There's only one that is, and that is being, which is God, consciousness, and you are it. Nothing outside of the being or of the it. Ladies and gentlemen, once you fathom that kind of knowledge, once you conceptualize and understand and reflect and meditate on what I am telling you today, you will understand that we've been duped and we've been bamboozled by religion. We've been put through a cage, prison of the mind. But we need to entangle ourselves. We need to free ourselves from the shackles of religion and become free and understand that you are God. You are the master of your destiny. You are the master of your reality. There is nothing that you can't create or manifest or attract into your life. What is it that you want? The world is the world is yours. The world is yours. Yes, they can come up with all these political systems, economic systems, which are only there to subjugate yourself into some kind of a mental slavery. But once you understand that nobody can put you in any form of slavery, economic or political or social slavery, because you are free. You can refuse. You do not have to sign a social contract, a psychological social contract, which they are putting forward for you. You don't have to sign for it. You can refuse it and say, I am the master of my universe. I am God who can create anything I want. Everything that I wish to come into my life, to manifest into my life, you can create it. Because do you know why? Because consciousness only works with imagination. Consciousness only works with imagination. What is it? What is it that you want? What do you want is already there. All you have to do is just call upon it. Call upon it. And say, I have it. Because you are the I am. The I am is the consciousness. There is nothing outside the consciousness, ladies and gentlemen. God became you so that you can become God. So when I'm telling you that you are God, please believe me. I know it's hard. It's hard because the layers of indoctrination, the garment of indoctrination that you're wearing is so thick, and it's so hard to take it off. But you're gonna have to try to if you want to enjoy your freedom, if you want to be free again, free at last, and be you and enjoy the joys of life. Because God became you out of love. And you can become God out of love. Because love is reciprocal. God gave you the ultimate love to become you. And all you have to do is to give God the ultimate love back. Be reciprocal. So be God. That's all God is asking you, because you are it. You are God. But you've forgotten. You need memory. Memory needs to be retained. The Holy Spirit has to be upon you. Like I say to you, memory is the Holy Spirit. Memory retained is the Holy Spirit. Remember who you are. Wake up from this deep sleep that you've been hypnotized into and understand you're God. Understand the power within you. You're the master of your universe. I know people who've been indoctrinated, they've been thinking, I'm backing mad. I'm going nuts. I'm being blasphemous. I'm being heretical. Yes, I know that. They were going to say, this is heresy. They do not need to listen to me. I'm an antichrist. I'm preaching the word of the devil. Yes, I understand that, because that's what indoctrination does. There's a veil of ignorance that is being placed upon you, and you've been imprisoned by religion and not understanding the true power of who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to tell you, and I can confirm today, you are God. There is nothing outside of you. Everything that you see around you that looks so solid and everything, none of it is real. It's all the works of your mind. The mind is processing this information, and this holographic image, this three-dimensional images that you see around you in the sea. It looks so real, but it ain't. None of it is real. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to end here, and hopefully this has enlightened and awakened people. And I'm sorry if I have challenged other people's traditional views here, but this is what we're going to have to do. Learning is all about putting old habits away and learning and developing new habits, a new way of thinking. That's what learning is. So, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I just want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Brother Mason here. Keep on smiling, and hopefully you're going to stay blessed. And I'll see you again. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, you are God. All right. Till next time, Brother Mason, Metaphysics. Take care of yourself. All right. Bye-bye.